Queen and Slim with their knives out at the concession stand?
Let's investigate.
Hello, welcome to Visual Recreation, the essential video guide weighing up from out each and every week. I'm your local amateur sleuth, Drew.
And I'm Joey, the strategy guy, and it's not only Thanksgiving week, but it's also the last week of the fall season. So let's not waste any more time. We have 2 new wide releases, so let's just jump right into the new movies. Now, from the mind that gave us Looper and The Last Jedi comes Knives Out.
Wow.
Yes, it's a classic whodunit with an amazing cast that makes for a nice side dish for your Thanksgiving weekend. Now, Knives Out stars Daniel Craig,
Which is like the mashed potatoes of this movie.
okay, Chris Evans,
Which is like the green bean casserole.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
She's the cranberry sauce.
Okay, what about Michael Shannon?
He's the sweet potato casserole.
Toni Collette.
And she's the dessert course with the apple pie and vanilla ice cream.
Okay, well, the list goes on and on and on, but did I mention that this was written and directed by Rian Johnson?
I think we mentioned that at the beginning of the segment, but let's go into the pro projections. Pro Box Office has this at a long-range forecast of $18.5 million, which is a 3% increase from last week's projections for the 3-day opening that I should mention. It also has an opening weekend range of $17 to $22 million and is opening in an estimated 3,300 theaters. Some more stats about this movie. It's rated PG-13, it's over 2 hours, and it has a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Alright, now when looking at comps for Knives Out, we looked at Murder on the Orient Express, which premiered in November of 2017. It made over $28 million in over 3,300 theaters.
That's right. Now, we just want to make you guys aware and be wary of the Thursday preview number that's going to be coming out there. There has been early access screenings from like months ago to even the weekend prior to it. And it's also premiering the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so we're going to be able to track this movie throughout the week. So just be wary of that. It could bolster up the number come Friday morning, so just be wary of that. We are going to be looking at Queen and Slim, which premieres this weekend. It stars Daniel Kaluuya and Jodie Turner-Smith. They are like a modern times Bonnie and Clyde as they go on a date and it goes awry and it turns into something much more than they anticipated it, and they go on the lam in fear of their livelihood and their lives, to be honest.
That's right.
Now, this movie was written by Lena Waithe, who you may recognize from Ready Player One and Master of None.
Okay. Yeah, now Pro Box Office has its long-range forecast around $7.5 million, and it has an opening range between $5 and $10 million in an estimated 1,500 theaters. Now, this movie is rated R, its runtime is over 2 hours, and it currently stands at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
100. That's 50
100.
for Queen and 50
100.
for Slim.
Hey, yeah.
There we go.
That's how they do it.
That's right.
Now, when looking at comps, we first looked at BlacKkKlansman, which premiered in August of 2018 to over $10 million in just 1,500 theaters.
That's right. Now, we also looked at Black and Blue, which premiered late October of this year and opened around $8.3 million in around 2,000 theaters. Just also be wary of this one. It also premieres Wednesday, so there is going to be some tracking that we can do along the way, but just be wary of those Thursday preview numbers. They could also factor in the Wednesday, Thursday, and all the other subsequent showings that they had beforehand. That's not just the Thursday number going into Friday. But speaking of Thanksgiving and getting into everything that we can track, let's track what's on our movie radar, or our MODAR. All right, Joey, what's going on your MODAR?
On my MODAR.
On your MODAR.
All right, well, taking a look at what's in Fantasy Movie League already compared to these 2 new wide releases, I think that a majority of the movies right now that you can choose from are going to have pretty good holdovers. Frozen's definitely going to have good traction going into its second week, and then you have other movies like Ford vs. Ferrari, with Knives Out coming in around 18.5 projected. That's more of a mid-range pricing. So based on the pricing of these movies, there's movies that you can already choose from that may have a better holdover than these, is what I'm trying to get at.
Okay. Yeah, I think it comes down to pricing, but I do agree with you. Frozen's going to have a really good holdover. I think Knives Out could do a little bit more than 18 and a half. That 18 and a half is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, just to reiterate.
That's right.
So it's going to make over probably 20, 21. It's getting a lot of great reviews, a lot of good word of mouth, but again, we've had a ton of early screenings. With that being said, I would be cautious, look at the pricing, but like you said, there's going to be a ton of great holdovers. Schools are still going to be out at that time, so just look at the pricing. I do like Ford v Ferrari, I do like Queen and Slim, and I do like Knives Out, as they are the highest Rotten Tomato scores, and they're probably going to be in a lot of awards talk. So these three movies are probably going to have a nice long trajectory going into the awards talk and beyond.
All right, well, that's all we have.
Knives Out at the concession stand?
We should probably investigate that.
Maybe. We should probably.
I'm Joey, the strategy guy, and let's not only redo it.
And then we also looked at Black and Blue, which opened up late October of this year, and that made around $8.3 million in just over 2,000 theaters.
Wait. We're in Knives Out.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Hey.
Black and Blue works for both of these movies because they're about murder.
Please put this on the drive because I want to make a blooper reel.
Pro Box Office has this opening week, 3-day week. Oh my gosh, what the heck, man?
You got it. It's all good.
Now this movie is set to have an opening weekend range. Gosh, what the...
That should be in the bloopers. I want that one. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And remember, sometimes you gotta risk it to get that biscuit.
From Queen and Slim.
That's right.